Hey everyone, it's Toby. Apologies for not being able to get this video out to you last update, but the extra pieces for our Warden character came in a little bit later than we had thought. We missed it by a couple of days, so at least this month though, all the pieces for the Armory set have come in so I can share this video with you. So this is the base version of the Warden that will come pre-assembled in the game, and the Armory set that he has is one of the biggest in the game. I think it's the biggest in the game. I think the Warden, the Penitent, and the Ursus have the most options of all the characters because of the one-handed and two-handed versions that they all carry. So we'll go through the one-handed versions first. So this obviously is the base version where he's got the one-handed sword. So we'll leave he'll leave the shield on. So he does not dual wield one-handed weapons. He only can have a shield with his one-handed weapon. So that's the base version with the sword. Here is the one-handed axe. There we go. There's the one-handed axe. And we try to incorporate, the theme of the raven in their design, and you'll learn why through the lore of the story, why the raven figures so largely with the Wardens, and it's even on his that little piece on his chest. We've got the sculpt of a raven in there. So that is the one-handed axe. Here is the one-handed pole arm. So it's basically a spear. And remember, all the each type of weapon kind of carries with it a unique special proc or special bonus with it. So, I can't remember off the top of my head what they all are, but I think with the pole arms, you might get an extra hex of attack distance. Instead of 1 hex, it might be 2, but you have to, it has a cooldown, so you can't spam it or anything like that. But this does provide special abilities that are different than the axe, that's different than the sword, that's different than the hammer, which brings us to the hammer, which is next, the one-handed hammer. And we're still tweaking some of these, the fit of some of these joints. We're not entirely happy yet with how some of them fit. But that's something that we're going through with a little kind of a trial and error process and tightening the joints a little bit as we go. But that is the one-handed hammer look. And again, you can see the incorporation of the raven design into that. And his last one-handed weapon is the flail. And again, it's got the raven head on it. So those are all the one-handed weapon versions. So now we can jump into the two-handed version. And we'll jump with this one first. So this is for the two-handed halberds, axes, and hammers. So it's 2 pieces. He's got the one-arm piece that fits into there, and then he has the second piece that fits on like this and pops in like this. So that's the base beginning, and then you just swap the different heads out for the type of weapon that you want. So let me back this up a little bit so you can see that's the, oops. And I can push it down harder. You can push it down harder. I just didn't want to push it too hard, so it's not that difficult to get off. But, oops, this up. So that's the two-handed halberd. Look, and these rotate, so it's, depending on how you want to orient this piece right here. It's up to you. And this shoulder joint is a little loose right now. It's looser than I wanted it, so that's one of the things we're improving. We want it to be nice and tight for when it's on there. But so that's the halberd, and here is the two-handed hammer. And again, you can turn that so that it faces a better direction than. And that looks a little cooler like that. So that's the two-handed hammer, and it looks like a completely new character when you start playing with the two-handed weapons instead of just the shield and everything else. And then the last one is the axe, and the axe goes down a little further. It's got a bigger hole, so it actually comes down to the second cylinder to lock in. And oops, that. Oh. There we go. So there's the two-handed axe. And then the last option is the two-handed sword, which is by far my favorite look and weapon choice for the Warden. And he's got a separate set of arms and shoulders for that. So he's got the two-handed sword piece, and he's got another arm that goes into the shoulder, like that. And then this. And then he's got the shoulder. And there is the two-handed sword, which is by far my favorite look for the Warden character. And there's, even up close, you could see it in the blade. You could see the bit of a raven feathery design on the hilt, and even on his vambraces and stuff like that. So there's a lot of thematic stuff in the character that you'll learn why as you play the game and get more of the lore and into your an understanding of the lore and what have you. But really happy with the details as they're coming out on this. I mean, you can even see, just see if I can get behind that. Yeah, I mean, you can even see his eyebrows and the eyelids and everything else like that. So it's coming along really nicely. So that is the Warden character, and hopefully by next month I'll have 3 new characters or a couple new characters to show you in the lineup. So talk to you soon.